Hello everyone, it's Isekai Racing over here at K1 Speed's Dallas location. I'm here to give a course breakdown. I hope you enjoy. The skill level for this video is intended for novices and beginners. And while I would like this to be a video to help people with the rental league, I'm only 7th place in the rental league, so I can't give that great a help in respect to that. But if you're just doing a party or you're just coming and hanging out with some friends, hopefully this video will help you compete against your fellow racers. I'm going to split the video into two sections. The first section will cover hot lapping the course, and the second half will cover how to race other racers on the course. The first hint that you should know about racing at K1 Speed Dallas location is you should only use the brakes if you are stopping because someone out in front of you's crashed and you'd hit them otherwise, or if you're side by side with someone and you're trying to pass them on their inside. Braking, more often than not, will slow down your lap time significantly over on track. If you do have to slow down, I would recommend you modulate the throttle pedal instead. The key to running fast at this course is to have a strong understanding of the racing line. If you have that understanding, then more often than not, you should be able to go full throttle. Now, this will vary from kart to kart. Not all the karts handle the same, and that's unfortunately part of the game with rental karting. Playing the rental kart lotto and hoping you get a good kart. Now for the play-by-play. We're going to start by angling the kart towards the right as we come upon turn 1. As soon as we pass a little bit over this hairpin, we're going to turn left and angle the kart towards the left so when we turn right we can carry more speed. We're going to keep the kart towards the right and we're trying to hug this right wall. We're going to try to treat it as a hairpin, not a straightaway. Using our positioning, we're going to immediately turn left and try to hug this hairpin over here and carry as much speed as we can into this next turn. Almost immediately once we get to this white section on the left, we're going to start turning right. Once again, hug this hairpin right over here. And then we're going to try to avoid this pothole on the right side before we turn right one more time. That avoidance of the pothole should angle your kart so you're able to carry more speed onto this final straightaway to the finish line. And that is one lap at K1 Speed Dallas. Now for something similar at 100% speed. Now for the part of the video where we discuss passing on track. This hairpin is a good place to do some passing. Traffic is slower, so I do take the outside line on this driver, and this next driver in front of me is slow enough that I'm able to go for this inside pass. Not really recommended if it looks like it's too tight, because you could end up hitting them and causing a collision. Passing on this straightaway can prove a bit difficult because of this hairpin that's just sticking out, so be conscious of that if you do attempt any maneuvers there. Skipping ahead to the straightaway of turn 2, this is a good place to do some passing around the outside if you're significantly faster. Here I am coming up on some traffic. I'm unable to pass them on the straightaway here before the finish line, and passing slow traffic on turn 1 and 2 can be very tricky when people use their brakes when they shouldn't. Here I am about to pass someone from their inside wheel to wheel, and this would be a time to use your brakes. to secure a pass. Here's a demonstration of how dangerous it can be trying to pass people on the straightaway, with how people approach that first hairpin and second hairpin. I do have the speed to make this pass work, but you can see how dangerous that pass is. Gaggles of cars like this will slow down your laps significantly, so try not to engage with this kind of traffic too often, as it'll slow you down very significantly. About come up to a common place of accidents, this middle hairpin here. Driver spins out, I can't avoid them and collide. Luckily we're both alright and we continue racing. On this left, I take a look at the scoreboard and see that I am not in first place. I look behind me and see that there's no one there. So I take this lap and sandbag and slow down. For arriving drives and qualifying, the goal is to get the best lap time. Fighting other drivers won't help that. So I take some time to let their clean air develop in front of me and slow the kart down. I started seeing some traffic come in, and that's when I decide to go ahead and get back on throttle and try to go for a hot lap. Unfortunately, this car disturbs that hot lap by a bit, but I still have plenty of clean air that I'm able to try to drive the car to its limit. Here the Pythagorean comes into play. I decide to play chicken with the wall and go straight. And unfortunately there are too many cars to my right, so I end up spinning out. However, when I look at the scoreboard, I see that I secured P1. With that being the white flag, it signals that this is the last lap of this heat. Now, with the spin out, I'm not going to be able to get a fast lap on this lap, but that's okay. We were able to secure P1. Remember, this track is very narrow, and only when the competition is significantly slower do you get a lot of passing opportunities like I was able to. If the competition is relatively competent, then it's very easy for it to just be a procession of a race. So, if you're doing a party, the battle is won and lost at qualifying. Now, this would mark the end of the video, but I did lie about there only being 2 sections. I do have one last bonus section, and that's because I was able to perform a lap time that I've only done once before, and that's under 20 seconds. I haven't seen any other under 20 seconds lap times recorded, so this would be the first one on YouTube. Enjoy. Well, I did have to use the playing chicken with the wall trick. It did secure me in 19.986 time, and if you get something like that, you're definitely going to win your heat. Maybe not in league night, but for a party or just a regular ride and drive, that's going to put you at the top of the timetable. Hope you found the video helpful. Happy racing.